frequently, when I watch films that I'm impressed by, it's the acting that I'm usually struck by first. You know, who really like puts on a show. And obviously, as I was making two lists, one of films I had seen and one of films I hadn't seen. Born to Kill from 1947, Robert Wise, starring Lawrence Tierney, who is an interesting figure in Hollywood history who delights me tremendously. If he wasn't drunk, he was just an absolute, like, he was super charming, super smart. He could quote poetry, like, on the spot, like, name your poet. He could do it. But he was, like, a monster when he was drinking, and he got sort of typecast after playing John Dillinger for the first Dillinger film they made. But he's so amazing and so like, you really believe this guy is this kind of a person. He's so good at it. In fact, one of the bonus features on the Reservoir Dogs DVD where they're telling stories about Lawrence Tierney, which are hilarious. There's another movie he's in called The Devil Thumbs a Ride, and Quentin Tarantino says, like, watch Devil Thumbs a Ride. That's exactly what hanging out with Lawrence Tierney is like. Like, you're gonna get involved in some crime. You're gonna be arrested. There's gonna be a problem. But he's so vicious and just so commanding in Born to Kill. The other one, which is the one that made my final list for you that I have seen, is Withnail and I, because Richard E. Grant, another one of those guys that people probably don't like know his name unless you care about this stuff. Him and his buddy go on like this bender of a week, and he's a total alcoholic. They go stay with this dude's like a lecherous gay uncle, and they just spend the whole time just like wasted and getting into trouble.
I can tell you that Richard E. Grant is one of those rare people who is allergic to alcohol. He cannot be drunk.
Is he really?
He is. So
wow.
The performance you're describing is all the more vigorous because it can't be something he knows from very much experience.
He drinks in a way that, like, I wish I could drink, and that, like, I'm sure, like, a lot of, like, the legendary boozers that I have so much respect for, you know, the Richard Burtons, the Bill Holdens, and also it's a very quotable film as well.
My year of birth pick for performance is Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon. I don't recall it with great specificity, except it's one of the overwhelming portraits of an icon captured just before his untimely death on super widescreen.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2.4 to 1 aspect ratio.
Nice.
To just sort of see and behold the Bruce Lee body at work. In terms of the Under the Tentpole series I like to do, the performance that I would privilege is Whiplash, which I think I watched in your company for the first time, and subsequently shared with an audience of students. It is the story of a jazz drummer who goes off to college and meets a man as his music director who's a complete sadist, but does drive our hero to some of the most magnificent music he's capable of performing, which we get as the conclusion of the movie. Boop boobity doo.